Okay, I'm going to go through the steps to make an Android build. This video is going to have two parts. The first part is going to show how to do the build on a Mac. The second part will show how to do a build on a Windows PC. So first step in any of this is to build a working program and try to have that complete and as polished and finished as possible. So here I have the balloon tap game um, from the example a couple weeks ago from the tutorial on Solar 2D's website. So it's working, it keeps score, I keep the balloon going up in the air, and so on. I'm just going to reset that here. And I go up to File, about halfway down is Build. Here I can choose the different options. Now, even though there are multiple options here, the main one we want to do for a mobile device is Android. And the primary reason for that is you can put a Android build on an Android phone with no cost or registration or anything like that. iOS, there are a couple other hoops that you have to jump through in order to be able to do that. And one of those involves becoming an Apple developer, which will cost you a little over $100 all told. And then there's numerous software that you have to install on your Mac. And yes, unfortunately, it primarily requires a Mac in order to build mobile apps for an iOS device. Android, on the other hand, can be packaged on either a Mac or a PC, and everything works just fine. So I'm going to select Android from the list. It's going to give me a form. Now this is just a standard kind of set things up for your program. You can give it whatever application name, version code, and version name that you want. You're not going to change this part here under package because it creates that for each different project that you do. You can select which of the app stores your main priority is going to be. Amazon requires a couple additional things be added, so we're just going to leave that on Google Play here. We're not really going to change too much of the other things here. Save to folder, this you can change to put this final file wherever you like on your computer. I'm just going to put it on my desktop and kind of leave it there, and after it's done, I'm going to tell it to show me in the Finder. Okay, now some of these options are Mac only. You won't see them on a Windows build, and we'll see that in a little bit. So all I do is hit build. It's going to tell me that if we haven't done this before, that it needs to get some software and download that and install it. I have to accept this or it's not going to go any further. This should kind of take place automatically for you. It shouldn't require you to do anything except accept. And that's whether we're on Windows or Android. So this may take a minute, so I'm not going to record the entire timeline through here. I'll just pause my recording, and when this gets close to the end, I will resume. Okay, when it finishes, you will get this confirmation window. Tells me that it completed. I hit continue. It opened up my Finder window. I will see that there are my two files. Now, to put this onto my Android device, if I can connect my phone to my computer, I just put the APK in there and install. If I were going to set up a Google developer account and have apps on the Google Play Store, I would set that up, and then this is the file that they need, the APK. So that's it. Once you have that APK file, that is your build. It shouldn't take long, but the more complicated a program, the more pages of code, things like that, the longer it can take. But that's on a Mac. Now I'm going to switch over and demonstrate how this works on a Windows PC. Alright, here's the Windows version of that same program. It keeps score. If I click on the balloon, it rises up into the air. So it's the same working app. Now this is a little different because the menu is attached to the preview in most cases. So I'm going to go here to File. I'm going to go to Build. I don't have as many options because the Mac things are removed. So I'm going to hit Android. And it's pretty much that same form. I can fill in the application, the version, and the version name. I don't want to mess with the package. The path is where it's currently saved. This is on a flash drive, which is why it says D drive, but I could change this to anything if I like. Our target app store again, these other things I'm not going to change, and I'm going to just click build. And again, because I tested this, that message about the first live build and downloading the software doesn't show up this time, so it just goes through the process of creating the build. But again, if you have to download that software, it should kind of take care of itself automatically. You shouldn't have to do anything special. Now here it's finished. I get a slightly different option here in Windows. I could choose to view where it is in Explorer. If I do that, it brings up the window. Here are my two files. Again, the APK is the main one that we're going to want, but most of the app stores will ask you for the specific version that they need. Okay, so there it is. It worked. That's my APK file. And that's how it works on Windows. Pretty much exactly the same.